Hi everybody, I'm here with Design Fitness Self-Care, Active Self-Care Initiative, and I'm here with Donna.
Hi.
Nice seeing you. We're going to be talking a little bit about mastery of movement and what it really means to understand your body. Can you introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit about yourself and your studio?
Sure, love to. My name is Donna Greenberg, and I'm the artistic director, choreographer, and teacher of the School of Ballet Espressivo. My school is a ballet school primarily for adult students, non-professionals, people who love ballet, and I teach at different levels, all
Okay.
adults, male and female.
All right, so you get the whole spectrum of people and generally adults and their pursuit of ballet.
Yes.
So we're talking a little bit earlier about how people view the ballerina and themselves in that kind of dream versus reality concept, especially when it comes to the body. Could you
Yes.
talk a little bit more on that?
Sure, sure. A lot of people want to study ballet because they love ballet, and they unfortunately think that because they see these beautiful ballerinas in a picture that they are going to look like that by studying ballet, and that may or may not be true. But what they seem to forget is how long it takes to become somebody who looks like that and moves that way. And a lot of people get disappointed because they don't get immediate results. And I try to teach people that it's a very complicated art, a beautiful art that takes a very, very, very long time to accomplish anything in that art. And that means even standing up straight, because many things that we do in our lives, especially now with technology, computers, phones, texting, everybody's hunched over.
Yes.
And all of a sudden they have to stand up straight when you're doing ballet. But also, the thing is that it's the only art that's turned out as a dance art. We're using muscles that we don't use every day. So your body responds in a very different way. And this can be very hard for people to understand.
So you're saying also that because we're using muscles in a different way, the mastery of the new movement is also very different than just doing, let's say, a push-up, which is more mechanical versus aesthetic.
Yes.
And the cost of that movement is also, can be, if it's done without the training, very high. You talk a little bit about the injury prevention in ballet as well.
Yes, it's very, very, very important that you get trained thoroughly, because if you don't get trained thoroughly, then you can get injuries without even feeling them or knowing them, because they can be long-term. And this is something that's hard for people. What's also difficult is that there's a lot of information that people need to have at the onset when they first start studying. You know, I wind up talking a lot to my students because it's very, very important to them that I explain things to them and the approach that I have. It's for their benefit, and the people that I've had stay with me, which there are quite a few students that I have been with me a long time, some as long as 10 years.
Yes.
And, you know, of all different age groups, those people understand the value of that kind of education. There's no book that you can go to that's going to tell you what these things mean. And the thing is that people also forget is that professionals and all dancers need to have somebody to correct them.
Yes.
And what we think we're doing, the way we approach an exercise, may be completely feel right to you, but it may be wrong. And it's not because there's anything wrong with you, or you're stupid, or anything at all. It's because you have to have other eyes. In professional companies, they have ballet masters, they have coaches, they have repetitors who sit and give them corrections all the time. Now, of course, we're not doing that, but my job as a teacher is to point out and correct my students, and that's one of the things I offer my students is a lot of corrections. I really, really care about catching all those little details
because it makes a big difference in how they're going to move closer to integrating all the skills that need to be learned before going through the big and large movements. You have a really strong base of information that needs to come together to be able to look so beautiful and to put things together, and at a cost, at not a high cost of the body. So you don't have pain and injury when you truly master something, whereas if you go through the motions, very easy to misuse the muscles and find yourself in a place that is limiting you as opposed to allowing you to grow further in the direction that you originally wanted to go.
Exactly, and it's not just that's very well put, and it's not just that. You have to know how to concentrate. You have to learn how to go deep inside yourself while attending to the teacher, to what's going on with the other students if you're moving across the floor. There's so much stuff that you have to remember in a split second, and you have to make these changes so quickly. It's not like repeating an exercise. When you do push-ups or sit-ups, you can repeat the same motion over and over again. In a combination, when you're dancing, you can have 5 or 6 different movements in 16 counts.
Yeah, so very fast.
It can be very fast, even though if the music is super slow. The rate of change is not slow.